Welcome to my Coin Collector Adventure Showcase video. This is a repeatable adventure that you can do in order to collect coins. What kind of coins? Well, let me open the wallet and show you. This type of coins, the ancient coins. These are the coins that you can then go to the archive, any of the different seasons. This one, for example, you go to the rewards shop and then you can spend these coins to buy ultimate caches or spells or minions or skins, etc. So a very good adventure to grind for this type of coins. As usual, there are only 4 difficulties instead of 5. But as you can see, the novice, veteran, and champion, so 1, 2, 3 are the usual levels. And then the ultimate goes from 75 to 91. So the one that is missing is the 4th difficulty, but not a big deal. So, and as I always say during repeatable adventures, quantity is more important than quality. If you can do one champion run in 20 minutes and you can do one veteran run in 10 minutes, do 2 veteran runs in 20 minutes. Quantity is more important than quality. So let's start. Let me see. Yeah, I cannot. Okay. I was trying to zoom out, but this is as far as I can get. Anyway, it's pretty much a straight line with forks on the road. For example, here you can go left or right, but then both paths converged here. Then you can again go left or right, but they converge again here. And then you can go left or right in this last point until the last dungeon. Now, at the end of each run, you will get 50 coins for free, and then there is this merchant right before the end where you can buy an additional 100 coins for 2000 gold. And we know gold is very easy to obtain. So let's start, and I will show you the different fights. The first one is a harpy. Nothing remarkable. Destroy one skull gem at the start of my turn. Okay. That's it. Easy fight. Next one is a Hellcat. I think it's called Hellcat. Yes. Flaming Hide, gain 25 mana when taking fire damage. Unless your build deals fire damage, is not a problem. My build deals ice damage, so easy fight again. And this is where we get to the first fork in the road. As you can see, we can choose between 2 different fights. So if we go left, we will fight this, I think it's an ogre, or no, a hill giant. And then we will have access to this merchant that sells shards. Remember that the real price for this adventure is at the end, is the coins that you can buy, and it's 2000 gold. So if you need shards, go this way, but remember to save gold for the last shop. If you go right, you can check the Fey and get a free boost. So I'm gonna go right because I don't need to buy any shards. I have more shards than I can spend. Another easy fight, create one green gem and one yellow gem every turn. Okay, not a tough opponent. And we go to the gift shop and we get one gift for free. Personally, if you are not using a Gastuli helm, this is the best one to choose because it gives you exactly the same functionality. You start the fight with a barrier, but choose whichever you prefer. Again, as I said before, the two paths converge and we fight another hill giant, but I need energy before that. So I'm gonna buy just one. Remember that you can buy energy 5 times on each run, but I'm just going to buy one. For some reason, this fight costs 2 energy instead of 1 because it's a dungeon. It's not just a single fight. Usually in repeatable adventures, there is only one dungeon at the end, but there are exceptions like this one. So again, you know this type of enemy. Yeah, this is the ogre. Yeah, this is regular ogre. 50% chance to explode a random gem every turn. Okay, not a difficult opponent. The next one is the ogre magi, but it's a specific hero. Gain 5% life each turn for every debuff on him. Not a problem for most builds. And finally, the hill giant. That again is a special hill giant with a special name, but whatever. Gain 10 mana when taking poison damage. Okay, not a problem. And he's dead. Next, we have to choose again if we want to go left or right. Let me go back to the map. If we go left, we face a cockatrice, and if we go right, we face this, I think it's an iron giant. Now, the cockatrice can be difficult because it can cast reflect on itself. So if you're playing on auto mode, this is a difficult opponent, so we're gonna go right. Okay, it's no, Iron Golem, sorry. Gain 10% of your starting armor and resistance every turn. Okay. If you don't deal a lot of damage, it can be tough, but otherwise, if you're strong enough, not a difficult enemy. The cockatrice isn't a difficult enemy either if you're strong enough, but the chance to cast Reflect can kill you if you are not paying attention. Again, the two uh, paths converge with this giant worm. Its special skill is gain 20% power while at full health, so on round 1 it hits hard. But if you have the barrier and you're tough enough, this is not a problem. And this is the last fork in the road. No, excuse me, there are 2 fights here. We have to do the second fight. Against, I think it's the Basilisk, yes. Now, this ability, and this passive ability that it has, when taking melee damage, poison and disease the enemy for 2 turns, it can be nasty. So this is a foe you shouldn't underestimate, depending on your build, again. But if you use a physical build with a melee attack, beware that Poison will increase the damage you receive, and disease will reduce the amount of mana for your ultimate spell, which can kill you. And as I said, this is the last fork in the road. We can go left or right. Now, if we go left, we will spend one energy on this fight, and then we are at the last dungeon. So as you can see, I purchased 5 energy. So this will be number 9, and then 10 and 11 for the last dungeon, and we are out. If we go to the right, we have 2 fights, which means that the amount of energy you will have to spend is 1 more. But you will have access to this merchant. Now, here you can get random epic runes in exchange for gold. Here's the thing. When it comes to epic runes, these are the runes that allow you to upgrade your equipment. The fire, poison, and dark epic runes can be farmed in adventures, specifically the dark one in the Gazduli expedition, the red one in the Flame Tree expedition, and the green one in the Dreamhold expedition. Light and ice are random. You have to get them. Personally, I don't think it's worth going out of your way, spending 10 additional gems for 2 random drops. So let's say, for example, that you're specifically farming for epic light runes. You will get a 20% chance to get one. You get 2 rolls, but it's 3,000 gold each. Again, personally, I don't think it's worth it, but if you really need those, you can go that way. What I do is to run story mode with a new character, but there's that possibility. I'm not gonna go that way, I'm gonna go left. We have this troll that can regenerate 10% life per turn, and this is under fire. Again, not a difficult foe. And goodbye. Let's buy the rest of the energy that we need. We spent 9, so that's it, full energy. And we face the last dungeon of the run. The last dungeon is not particularly difficult, but it's always a bit harder than usual. The first enemy is a lich or a liche, lychee, I don't know. The special ability, remove 2 skull gems from the bottle when taking ice damage. So if you're using a hybrid ice physical build, like for example a blue hybrid necromancer, this can be a bit annoying. But for my build, this is not a problem. The next enemy is the mini boss, is a special harpy. Destroy 1 skull gem at the start of my turn. Okay, not difficult. And the last boss is not difficult either, but obviously it has the Doom armor. 50% damage reduction if current armor is greater than 0. So if you are using an elemental build like mine, he's going to be extra tough. If you are using a physical build, after you deplete its armor, it will get much easier. But again, if you have a strong enough build, it's not a problem. All right, that was the run. 11 total energy to finish, so it's a lot of energy that you have to put on. which means that the amount of gems that you get at the end is not that much because you're spending 70 gems just to get to the end. So it can be a bit expensive. Also remember that at any point in time during the adventure, you can lower the difficulty in case you chose a difficulty that is too high. And yeah, let's go to the last merchant, buy the ancient coins, that's 100. You can buy another 100 for 200 gems in case you want to do so. Personally, I don't think it's worth it, but if you have a lot of gems to spare, go for it. And we continue to the end. We get 1000 gold, 1 epic relic, and 50 ancient coins for a total of 150. And that's the end of the adventure and also the end of the video. If you found it useful, please like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching.